Well, hello, you're very welcome back to the Irish Independence League of Ireland review video. I'm here at Tala Stadium. It's finished Shamrock Rovers 3, Drogheda nil, a fairly straightforward win for the Hoops. Dan McDonnell's at Tolka Park there. It's after finishing Shelbourne 2, St. Pat's 1. Dan, sounded like a real game of two halves, an injury time winner. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a hell of a second half turnaround here, Sean. I mean, I think at half time, if we'd sort of dialed in then, I would have said, yeah, Pats are starting to, this is maybe the night you see the Pats performance you've been waiting for. Very dominant in the first half, good energy about them, quality, sort of five attacking players, sort of suffocating Shells at times. They couldn't get anywhere with it, But as you can hear in the background, there's some jubilance. Shells fans here singing about Stephen Kenny's men. They wouldn't have been singing at half time, I don't think, but Damien Duff came out with three changes. But the big moment was, it was one of these sort of sliding doors moments, really. Chris Forrester was trying to intercept the crossfield pass from Kerr McInroy, sort of loses his balance, loses his footing, sustains some kind of muscle injury that rules him out of the game. Damien Duff tells Shells to keep playing. They keep the ball for quite a while. And eventually they work the chance for Harry Wood to score. And probably, as I mentioned in the report, it's like insult added to injury. It's McInroy who gets the winner. In the centre of all the Duff Bradley stuff is Duff's praise for McInroy. And Duff was very animated on the sideline tonight, but he was quite chilled sort of when the goal went in. But it was a great derby, really lively, really sort of a lot going on. And for Shells, huge story to get back winning. Pats will be sick, and the Forrester injury as well just makes it worse, because at half time it couldn't have looked any better for them. They're going home with nothing, and maybe their most important player facing a setback.
No, we'll definitely have to keep tabs on the news from there. A couple of defeats now in the last few weeks for Stephen Kenny's men. Dan, Shells up to fifth, and obviously the congested league table just 4 points off the top. It's been a tricky few weeks for them. Could this be a turning point?
I think they'll have to use it that way. I mean, look,
for sure.
There was a lot wrong in the first half. They were finding their way a little bit. They were struggling to get out.
A couple of changes at half time as well.
Yeah, like as I said, the three changes, and Chapman came in as a link player, maybe was more effective. And look, it was a funny one, because the Forrester injury happened at the start of the second half, so it wasn't just the Shells' momentum. Pats lost a big player as well, and they had their moments in the second half as well. But Shells were definitely a lot more at it. Evan Caffrey bombing down the right side. He's been really good every time I've seen him this year. I think there's two stories. Obviously, Pats have suffered two defeats in a week, albeit they're still only on 22 points, the same as Shells.
That sounded like an absolutely amazing game there in Drumcondra. Well, as I said, I was here in Tala Stadium, where it was a bit more straightforward of a game. First half, Rovers with 82% possession, but really didn't test the draw to goal too much. Obviously, Graham Burke missing a first half penalty. But yeah, didn't have any goals to show for all their dominance at half time, and they couldn't find the net across 45 minutes in the first half. It took them a couple of minutes after the restart to score twice in 3 minutes. First one, Aaron Green, great ball from Lee Grace, superb finish, and then Lee Grace 3 minutes later with a bullet header, and it was pretty straightforward for Shamrock Rovers from then. Drogheda really didn't lay a glove. The talking point was the dark arts. How was the refereeing? The refereeing was spot on. Well, the big talking point before this game was, Bradley Phelan, the dark arts, etc., etc. It took only 10 minutes for the referee to warn Luke Dennison. Like, I think a couple of kickouts, time wasting. I counted there, I think 28 seconds it took him to take one kickout, so he was warned after just 10 seconds. Didn't receive a booking, but once Rovers went 2-0 up, it was really straightforward for them. Roy Gaffney with an injury time goal to add the cherry on top. He will never have an easier goal. Great one from Michael Noonan, the two substitutes combining to put Luke Dennison under pressure. Poor clearance from the goalkeeper, putting it straight into Gaffney's path. Easy finish. And now for Rovers, that's 2 home wins in 5 days, back up to the top of the league for the first time this year, albeit on goal difference. Derry winning as well. We'll come on to that. Unbeaten in 8 against Drogheda now, and it's been a really good week for Shamrock Rovers, you have to say.
Yeah, and as you say, Derry are joint top with them. I think that's the other game we should flip to. Then in Turner's Cross, Gennaro Daniels with another goal in front of the shed, and you think Cork City are going to get the momentum, but they haven't. Kevin Holt with a header. I saw that header from a corner unmarked. Bit of a mad mistake from Time Truce for the opening
for the first
goal.
off his line.
Yeah, took it three in a row for Derry, and yeah, it just goes to show what difference it can make. They're joint top the first night of the season here, abject display, and now they're joint top of the table.
And Dan, 3 wins in a row for Derry, and Waterford have made it 4 wins in a row. John Coleman getting a perfect start to his time in charge at Waterford. 1-0 win over Galway United. Darry Leahy with a first half goal. Took a nick off him from a corner. I think it was him with the goal. And what an incredible few weeks it's been for Waterford.
Yeah, I just got a message there from sort of an ex-League of Ireland player who's at that game who said Waterford were really excellent. They should have won by more. So, I mean, I'll take that as a sort of as a semi-match report of sorts. I mean, Galway are the one, I suppose there's two sides to it. Excellent for Galway, excellent for John Coleman, his first night in charge. With the flip side of that is John Caulfield and Galway, who were actually at top at one stage on Monday, by the way. They now find themselves 8th. Before we finish, though, we should reference a crazy game in the first division tonight as well. I know we don't normally go there, but Dundalk and Bray are 2 of the top 3. Bray down to 10 men. They go ahead in the 89th minute, and Dundalk equalise in the 93rd minute. I feel like earlier in the season we said there wasn't going to be a title race in that division. There clearly is going to be. Cove Ramblers only 3 behind Dundalk now. Bray 4 behind. And a first win for Kerry and the suspended Colin Healy.
And the suspended Colin Healy. A lot of talking points there in the first division for sure. 2 brilliant games we were at in the Premier Division here this evening. But Dan, we both have managers to talk to, so I'll let you go there for now. Thanks for watching. You can follow all the latest League of Ireland reaction to tonight's games with the Irish Independent.